change? How many lives are living strange? Where were you while we were getting high? Slowly walking down the hall, faster than a cannonball. Where were you while we were getting high? Someday you will find me caught beneath the landslide in a champagne supernova in the sky. Someday you
Hey, what's going on, fellow captains? It's Muse. So I was going through my channel, and one of the stats it gives me is what people are searching. And a lot of my viewers, the number one most search for how to ship was champagne. So we decided to do a how-to on champagne, since that's something that people are looking for. We're going to go ahead and oblige. I know I've posted some champagne stuff in the past. Never really done like a full out how-to with the champagne. So that is what we're going to do. This is not going to be, the future battle is not going to be one we win. Part of the reason we're going to use that battle, though, a lot of things go wrong. We end up fighting a lot of ships, and that gives us the opportunity to break down what we do offensively and what we do defensively, and basically how the ship is played, even in a less than ideal situation. So that kind of works perfectly for a video like this. Kind of exactly what we're looking for is things to break down and how you're going to play this ship. So that being said, Champagne is a kiting ship, and we're going to get into why as far as a number of things that give it an advantage in a kiting fight. You don't want to push with it. You don't want to brawl with it. We're going to see a situation where I push, but I'll explain why I push the ship that I do. Perfectly good reason, perfectly good explanation for exactly why that happens. So ideally, the style for Champagne is kiting, and we're going to get into that. We're going to break that down for you. So, quick overview. We have fast, above average movement speed, big guns. The ship is armed with high caliber main battery guns, and nimble aim. The turrets get around pretty quick. 406s on the Champagne, very nice guns. Let's move on. Alright, so let's start off with the modules. So in the first slot, we have Aiming Systems Mod 1 for the extra dispersion. You could go with armament durability. I don't necessarily do it because you have no armor. People are going to shoot at your hull. They're going to try to dev strike you. They're not going to be shooting at the guns. Maybe if you were John Barth, they'd be shooting at your guns, but Champagne, they're going for your hull. You can get away with no armament durability. Second slot, we have Propulsion Mod 2. Third slot, we have Concealment Mod 1. And in the last spot, I have Main Battery Mod 3 for the reload. I am a pure reload build. That's what I want. Alright, then we're on into our consumables. So you have your damage control party, fairly standard. Repair party, nothing great, but it's some heals. We will take it. Then we have the main battery reload booster that is pretty amazing to have, and it's pretty nasty. Engine boost down here, so you're kind of quick, and you can get some DPM out really fast when you need it. Then we're going to take a look at the armor. So it is literally, there's no belt. It is 32 millimeters over the entire hull. So you really want to keep this thing at steep angles and try to keep it at auto bounce angles. If you give somebody a flat spot on this thing, it's going through. And we're going to take a look at the Citadel here in a second. So if it goes through, you're going to have a problem. Got to be really careful and really be concerned with your angle with this thing. That is your best defense, is your angling and trying to get auto bounces. It's the best you can do, and that's part of why it's a kiting ship. Alright, and into our commander build. I run Azure Lane Dunkirk. I don't run what everybody else kind of runs on it. So the first spot I run Brawler. I'm looking for that reload. Like I said, I'm a pure reload build. You could also run the no-fly zone if you're worried about the carriers. Second, we have gyrating drill bits. That's going to give us a little faster traverse, and mostly that AP damage is what we're looking for. You can also run frontal fire, and that'll give you fast switch over if you're fully loaded. Then we have Megalomania. That's going to give us even more reload, and we can go dark faster after firing. Not so worried about going dark after firing, but that reload is what we're looking for. Master Mechanic, that's going to be HP, boosting that heal some. And I like to run running with scissors just in case somebody gets close. I do extra damage. Fight fire with fire is also a great option. Either of those, depending on if you want to be more offensive or defensive. Perk is going to reduce our flood damage, our base trait, and then we have Celiax for more AP damage and Rebel for faster reload. And then the other build you can do is, if you just have the vanilla commander, you can do a Jajard. And you can do this either reload or dispersion accuracy build. As you can see, these are the options you would go with for a dispersion build. And that's more of what I have Jajard set up for, is accuracy dispersion. Looking to be a more accurate commander with it. I personally prefer the reload. I prefer just getting shells out fast with my champagne. Then onto the stats. So you have 54 to 40 HP. You have the 2x3, 406 millimeters. So you have a set of 3 front and a set of 3 back. I don't worry about the secondaries on Champagne at all. Don't play as a secondary ship. And then we're going to talk about the AA defense on Champagne, and it's kind of mediocre. This stat is without the commander perk to give you a little extra AA. Not fantastic, but not horrible, just kind of mid-range. So you want to be aware of that. You can be harassed by CVs. So just a thing to take note of. And then we're going to take a look at the maneuverability. Slide on over there. We're going to have 31.5 knots with our build, 850 turning circle, 13.3 on the rudder. And concealment's 13.3 by sea, 11.1 by air. All right, and that's going to take us into the featured battle. So some things to talk about real quick. This was already going when the clip started, so this is where we're going to pick up at. The reason Champagne is so much better as a kiting ship, and I want you to watch this during this battle. One is the armor. Like, the closer you get to something, the more pen it has, and you don't have much armor to begin with, so you want to keep range. Range is your friend for that reason. You're able to better angle at range. People aren't able to like push around the side and get broadside on you. And then 2, the rear fire angles on Champagne are fantastic. So it's easier for you to fire off the rear of your ship than it is off the front to get both sets of guns on. It has really, really good rear firing angles. So that's part of the reason you want to be playing it as a kite, is going away from things, you have better firing angle than going towards things. To get both turrets onto something going forward, you're going to have to really open yourself up. And because you don't have the armor, there's going to be a price to pay for that. So ideally, you want to be moving away from people. You want to be drawing them into where you can kite them out. And you're going to see a lot of that in this battle. We end up doing just short of 180,000 damage, end up with half our health pool, and we fight a whole bunch of battleships. So this fight is a very good example of how to play this ship. It doesn't work out ideally. Had I been in a brawler, the game might have ended differently. I played the ship the best I could given the situation I had. I don't know what went on the Charlie side, but they got wiped over there, and then it just kind of moved across the map, and before you know it, there was nobody left but me and 1DD. And that's just how that went. I don't want to focus on the battle. I want to focus on what I'm doing. So right now, I'm using cover. You can see I'm not spotted. I'm just kind of trying to avoid getting focused right now, but still get shots. And you can see I'm finding shots. There's shots available. And that's what we're looking for. We're already at 25,000, just kind of camping back here. Now we are spotted, so we're going to go forward. Changing direction, changing speed. Not just being a static target is huge in this ship. I talked about it in the Harbin video that I did, how Harbin doesn't like to play statically. Well, neither does Champagne. Champagne likes to be moving. If you can get away with it, like I'm unspotted, I'm just going to chill here. But now I'm spotted, so I want to go. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to get up and go. And I wanted to engage that Leon, but this Flandre is pushing our other BB over here, so we're going to help this other BB out, and we're going to be firing at Flandre. Trying to get him out of there and save our other guy over here. Still got shots on the Rook there. And we have that Leon out there. So we need to be cognizant of all three of those. Any one of them can hurt me. Flandre kind of had the best angle to me, and he was the one that had me worried the most. So that was the one, you know, I turned my guns for and kind of wanted to deal with. Now we're going to pull out and deal with this Rook, and that Leon, I'm looking on the mini-map, is kiting away, so that gives me the opportunity to deal with the Rook. At first, to avoid putting myself in a crossfire between the Leon and the Rook, I thought about turning into the Rook, but again, I don't want to brawl with this ship, so we're actually going to go ahead and make a turn out here. Not the best time turned out. I was a little indecisive. That's my own deal. Rook is going to punish us a little bit for the indecisiveness. Again, I have no armor. I was flat. Went right through. Like butter. And even when I'm angled here, you're going to see the Rook gets, you know, a pretty nasty little hit in on me. But now we're going to pay him back. And I'm going to increase my angle a little here just because I know he did punch me pretty good. He's still going to punch me again. Still gets a good shot there. As you can see, I have those nice rear fire angles that I was talking about. So as I'm going away, I get better shots than when I'm coming towards something. And here with those big champagne guns, we're going to put it right through Rook's bow. Eat that. Enjoy. Now, it's kind of a close fight. We're tied on ships. They are up on caps and points. There's not much I can do about that. I've already fought multiple ships out here on this flank. And now I'm going to try to head up towards Alpha, but end up dealing with the Leon up there. Trying to help this Congress out down here with the Amalfi. Get a big hit on him. I'm going to leave that Amalfi now. I'm assuming the Congress can finish that off. I've taken most of that guy's HP. I need to deal with the Leon. That's what we're going to go do. Now, I said there was one ship that I did push, and it's the Leon. And the reason for that is that's a fellow French battleship, which means it has pretty nasty HE, has a lot more guns than I do. I have 6 guns, he has 16. So I don't want to get into a range trading HE with him. Like, I don't want to get into that. So this is one of the few cases where I'm actually going to just push in and go brawling. And yeah, sitting at range, trading HE with a Leon is not going to be a good day for me. So that's not something I want to do. And just in this one particular situation, this is the best play I have, is actually coming in on him rather than going away. He has a lot of guns. He will burn me down long before I can burn him down at range. So this is my best option, is coming in and just getting a big hit on him. So there we break his front gun. Trying to set up a drive-by here. He kind of knows it, so he's like coming into me and trying to cut that angle off. Here we turn towards him just to tank anything he might throw at us. And you can see even without the armament durability mod, I'm not getting my guns knocked a whole lot. It's not where people aim on a champagne. There you go. He aimed for my hull. And then just waiting for that shot. There it is. Pow. We're going to bring the other gun around here and pop another one at him. Pow. Secondary should finish that off. He was burning too, so one way or the other he's done for. That's our high cal. Not that it matters. But other than that one fight, I've literally either, you know, shot from positions where I wasn't being spotted or kited. And you're going to see another kiting fight here. This is going to be with the Atlantico. And this is going to be the one that kind of brings the game to an end. It's a more extended fight than we've had so far. And with Atlantico, again, I don't want to push into him. He's got nasty, nasty secondaries. I don't want to get into his secondary range. I also don't want to come in and get in a brawl with him because if I get close, he's just going to punch my armor. So I want to keep him at range. And you're going to see us set that up. We're going to turn. And unfortunately, this is not what needs to happen right now. We need to be taking a cap. I can't do that, though. I can't just go brawling with an Atlantico. It's not what works for my ship. I'm doing the best I can with what I have. You know, there's a lot of situations in the game where you're in a certain ship that is situational and you find yourself in the wrong situation for it, and there's not much you can do. If you're in, you know, a torque boat and you need gun power, like, there's nothing you can do. You're in a torque boat. I'm in a kiting battleship. If I'm going to win this fight with the Atlantico, this is what I have to do to win this fight. So yeah, I can't go pushing that mid-cap right now. I've got to deal with this engagement that I'm in. And it is what it is. I needed a little more out of the rest of my team than what we ended up getting. Not to say anybody did anything hugely wrong. I don't know what happened down at the Charlie cap. I don't know what happened at Bravo. I know I had a busy time over here on this flank, and I did the best I could with that. And we ended up, like I said, we're going to finish the game with half our HP and 180,000 damage. Like, we did things. We just weren't in the ship to deal with the situation we were left with at the end here. And like, I can see the time. I'm well aware that, you know, we need a cap. It's just there's nothing I can do about it. I'm in this fight with the Atlantico. You can see what I'm doing here. Just playing the kiting game with him, and I'm trying to preserve my HP pool and wither his down. Whether that be the HE, you're going to see me switch back and forth between HE, AP. And this is how you play a champagne. It's not an aggressive ship. It's not a pushing ship. In most cases, the Leon, again, we pushed him. But this is what this ship does best. And there's certain games and situations this is going to fit better than others. Some games you really need a ship that can push. Other games you want kiting ships. And it's so if you play like IJN battleships, they tend to be very very leaning towards the kiting battleship thing as well. So it's kind of that same mentality. Like, you just don't have the armor to be tanky and go nose to nose with people. So you have to play a little smarter. Protect yourself with angling. Keep distance. The closer you are, the more penetration people get on their guns. So, like, getting in close to people with the lack of armor you have is going to be a problem. And as you can see, Atlantica is about to go down here. And by the time he does, that's going to put us right on the precipice of 180k. And again, this isn't going to be a win. We're going to take an L. Like you can see the point situation. DD got in the cap. We're up 2 caps, but it's too late for that at this point. I'm too far out to go in and turn around. We have a minute 30 left. Like, I'm not going to be able to get to those other ships and kill them. And it just is what it is sometimes. But again, this was the ideal game to kind of show how to play this ship defensively and how to play it offensively. And this is what it does best, is just kiting. People may not like that playstyle, but it is extremely effective in this ship. It allows you to angle better, and it allows you to get both turrets on target. The rear fire angles are much better than the front fire angles. So, yeah, that's what you do with a Champagne right there. That is how it's done. I tend to have this sort of game a lot in Champagne, where I'm able to put up big damage, but then still just take an L. And part of that is the utility of, you know, like being a German battleship and being able to push into a cap. And I can't do that. So it has its uses, but they can be limited. And that's going to be the end of it. That's all I have for you. So I will catch you next time, captains. Good hunting. Fair seas. Take care. Bye.
How many special people change? How many lives are living strange? Where were you while we were getting high? Slowly walking down the hall, faster than a cannonball. Where were you while we were getting high? Someday you will find me caught beneath the landslide in a champagne supernova in the sky. Someday you will find me caught beneath the landslide in a champagne supernova, a champagne supernova.